Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot by, it's Chris Ann. I think this is an awesome deck. Love it, love it, love it. I think a friend of mine was telling me about it. I'm not sure if this is the one she was talking about, but I love this deck. Love this deck. And the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Okay. What do we got here? Okay, and I'm gonna just. It's a very hefty deck too, so we like that. Oh. As I usually say when I do a Pisces reading, I'm Pisces, so. I think we're going through some type of issue here, but you might end up getting what you want in the end. Let's see. Let's get a little deeper into it, right? Knowledge with the Knight of Pentacles. You've been working at something for a long time. That's my first thought. So for some of you, this is a job where you keep trying to move forward and you just haven't hit that spot where you feel comfortable or you're satisfied. For others of you, I feel like it might be family related, like maybe just the relationship you're trying to make happen isn't just quite hitting it. It's something you've been working on for a long time. For some of you, this might be education. Like you're trying to get a certain degree, or maybe you're deciding to go back to finish that degree, something like that. It's definitely something you've been working on for a long time. And then when I get the knowledge, it's almost like whatever you're working on, you know more than you give yourself credit for. You definitely know more than you give yourself credit for, that's for sure. You're doing really well, and I feel like the first part of this is like lighten up on yourself. Give yourself a chance to live life. Because I feel like you're doing better than you realize. It feels like you're not giving yourself enough credit. Because you really are doing well, but I feel like you might be really hard on yourself. Kind of like, well, if I'm doing that well, why am I where I am right now? Like, why don't I feel comfortable? Why am I not happy with where I am? You're on your way and you're doing really well with that. You may not hit the moment, you may not have had the moment where you're satisfied, but you're doing well. You're doing really well. Because whatever it is, I don't think it's easy. You got success around you with the moon. Literally, it's going well. I feel like I'm going to say spirit guides is the energy I'm feeling here. Kind of like, really, you are doing well. Whatever it was you set out to do, it takes a long time to get there, but it's like, especially for those of you that are going for some type of degree, it's kind of like you have the knowledge. Maybe you don't have that recognition with the degree yet, but you do have the knowledge. Whatever you're going for, you are making it, and you are doing really well. You're just not seeing it. With the moon card here, it's kind of like, I love this moon card. It's kind of like it's there above the surface, but you're below the surface. And like, if you think about when you swim and you try to look above the surface, you can't see above it. But it's there. It is literally right there. It's just like on the other side of breaking through the water here. It is really right there. Success is here for you. I feel like this whole thing is going to be about don't give up. Because it feels like I've been going at this forever. Am I just wasting my time? Am I just going into another circle? Am I just taking another circle around this situation? I can relate to this. Kind of like, I don't think I want to try that again. It's kind of like I've been around this track enough. I feel worn out. I don't want to do it again. I feel like that energy. Like for those of you who are going into this, where this is hitting, to me, what this is really resonating with me is like, yeah, I don't want to do that again. It's kind of, yeah, I've done that. No. It's kind of like I'll sit this dance out. I just don't see the point. You're kind of having that feel, but they're like, no, you're doing really good. Don't give up now. You got the King of Cups with the Isis inspiration. Something is trying to push you forward, but I almost feel like you're doubting yourself. You're doubting yourself, or you're doubting the situation. Maybe a little bit of both. It's kind of like, yeah, I keep feeling this sense like, yeah, I've done this. I've done this a few times, and it never ends up the way I want it to. And I think you're cutting yourself short, kind of like you improve every time. You do better every time. And they're trying to say that. They're like, but you do better every time. You get closer every time. You're destined to make this work out. Don't sit this one out, because you're just making the road longer for yourself, and you want to complete this. You really, in your heart, want to just complete this. Go into this. Do this. Try again. Don't give up. Because it feels like even if you give up, you're not totally giving up. You're going to end up back in doing this situation anyway. And it's just kind of like if you sit this one out, you're just going to be annoyed with yourself because it took you longer than you wanted it to anyway. It's kind of like if you're rowing up this hill, or rowing up the hill, yeah, right. Rowing up the stream like you're going against the current because that's what you need to do. You're supposed to fight the current, which sounds crazy because I know everything else in the metaphysical world is like, no, you got to go with the current, blah, blah, blah. No, not in this situation. Whatever you're learning, you have to fight against the current to do what you need to do. But it's like if you stop fighting for a while, the current pulls you back. And then when you get back into it, you got to start going back, and you got to regain your step, you got to regain your momentum. You got to get back to where you were and then charge on from there. Don't do this. Keep going. Keep going. Whatever it is you've been working on, they're like, keep going. Don't sit this one out. They're saying the passion is there, but you're kind of like, I feel like this is just one of those things, like, I feel so tired. I'm just like, you have the urge to do it, but you're just kind of like, I don't have the urge to experience the outcome again. I want to do it. I want to try this again. I want to make it happen again. I want to put in the effort, but I don't have the energy to go through the disappointment again. And that's what I'm feeling. It's kind of like every other time I've done this, I've ended in disappointment. I'm getting don't give up. Don't give up to this. Because it's kind of like you need to make your decision, and the way you're going towards it, they're afraid you're going to give up. And it's not a total give up. The thing is, it's like the current's going to drag you back a little bit. Then you're going to get that. You're going to start moving forward again, and you're going to have to retrace these steps. It's kind of like however far the current pulls you back, you're going to have to fight through it again, and then you're going to have to keep charging forward. I know this sounds counterintuitive, especially with a lot of metaphysical teachings out there. I know, kind of like, go with the current, blah, 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 blah. Life is not always about going with the current. Sometimes you're supposed to go against it. Think of all the things that have happened through history, like people who went along with slavery or abuse or things like that, that were going along with the current. They were supposed to fight against it. Sometimes you're supposed to fight against it. And you're fighting against it. Keep going. I'm getting this Three of Pentacles. Nope, that is not Pentacles. It's the Two of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. But I feel like it's just like I'm tired. I'm just like, I don't think you're getting totally devastated in the sense of like, I don't think anybody's breaking your heart. I feel like you have trepidation. Sure, trepidation, why not? We have trepidation about going forward, kind of like you just don't have faith that the situation will shake out the way you want it to. You're just kind of like, I'm going to put in this effort again and end up flat on my face again, because guess what? That's my life. I don't know. Maybe I'm just by myself on that, but I doubt it. I think there's a lot of you who can relate to that. Kind of like, we go in and we're going, yeah, it's going to work this time. Poof, flat on my face. Like, it's like, damn it. And now it's like, this is what's the hardest part to get into this. Kind of like going into that next lap, and you're just kind of like, I don't know. You got to make the decision. They're saying you have to make the decision. If you want to set this one out, that is totally your free will and right. You can do that. But again, they're showing me the current. Like you've been fighting this current. You've been getting up the hill, or getting up the current, getting up the hill, I guess, with the water as it comes down the hill. You've been getting up it. You've been fighting that current. You've been fighting that current. But if you take a rest, it's going to drag you back a little bit. When you do stand up again, you're going to have to get up and go through that same current again, and you're going to be annoyed with yourself. They're like, you have to make the decision, though. It's up to you. If you walk away at this point, you're walking away from a lot you've already gained. The Eight of Cups is kind of like, you've already garnered a lot. Don't walk away from it, because you'll have to retrace your steps. They are telling me that sooner or later you will come forward and you will start this trek again. And you are tired. I feel like they're acknowledging that. You are tired. You're sick of it. But they're like, just think of that current. Just think of like, you've gone 10 miles up this stream, up this road, whatever. You fought the current, to get dragged back 2 miles before you finally stand up and have to do those extra 2 miles. Like, it just sounds so, ugh. They're saying don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. They're like saying this is your motivation, because what I'm getting is they're acknowledging it. Yeah, This time around is going to be hard. It's the Ten of Wands. But, and I always say this with the Ten of Wands, well, usually, and in this case, I really feel it because you got really good cards coming in with it. When you do decide to do it, and you don't have to do it now. You don't have to do it now. If you don't mind the extra work later, it's up to you. Free will. You're destined to succeed sooner or later. Ten of Wands is fighting, going through, like, carrying all this stuff, taking that long trip. It reminds me of, like, an old time, like, you know, dragging all this stuff, like, across 3 states by walking it there. Like, there's no cars, you don't have a wagon, you just got to drag it across these 3 states. It's such a journey. Like, to me, that sounds like, look at all the stuff this person's carrying. Like, seriously. But she has her bison. Is it a bison? I don't even know what that is. It's a cute little animal, whatever it is. But she has her companion there. She's got everything coming together. She's making that trip. Sooner or later, she will make it happen. And you see the road behind her. Look how far she's been already. She's been that far already. They're saying, don't take this rest. Keep going. You are destined to make it through it. It's a lot of stress, but you are destined for success. Now, here's the good cards. Wisdom and courage. Knowledge, garnering wisdom, however that goes. Courage to do it. Courage to keep going. And you will achieve your Ace of Cups. The Empress energy is here. Like, you will make that goal. You will hit that satisfaction. What do Pisces love most? Pisces love love. So you're going to love this outcome. Ace of Cups, that's Pisces' goal in life anyway. We love love. Stereotypically, Pisces love love. It's out there. Whatever it is you're looking for, that moment you're looking for, that dream you're looking to actualize, you're getting closer to the reality of it. You've been refining it. You've been taking it out of the dreamland, refining it, and kind of like, you know what? Of all that dreaming I've been doing, this is what's actually real. This is what I can actually have, and you know what? I do want that. And you've been trying and trying and trying. It's kind of like when you start getting into relationships when you're a teenager, and you're thinking, hey, when I find that person, life will just be perfect, and then no more problems. And then you get older, and you're like, well, that was BS, wasn't it? That was just a bunch of crap, wasn't it? You have to work with people. You have to find the good match, and you have to work out things. But you need to find somebody. It's kind of like when we refine that over and over and over and over again, we finally realize there isn't going to be a perfect person, but finding somebody who genuinely cares about us and how we feel, and that allows us to care for them back. Like, Pisces are very caring anyway. Usually your heart goes out to whoever it is. But finding that match with somebody who equally feels and equally cares, and equally respects you as much as you respect them, finding that match and then working on that relationship, kind of like, we're not going to always get along. We're not going to always agree. We're not going to always want to look at each other. But it's a temporary thing. It's kind of like we walk away from each other for a while, we decompress, and then we still want to be with each other, and realizing there may be moments where we don't even want to look at each other. But that doesn't mean we don't love each other. And realizing that down the road, kind of like those moments will happen, that doesn't mean this is destroyed. That just means we're overstressed, we're overtaxed, and we just need a break. We need to relax and then realize, you know what, now that I'm relaxed, I really do want the other person there. I really do want my Pisces around me. I really do want my lover around me. Things got overwhelming and I just couldn't handle life and I just needed to shut down. I just didn't realize what I was doing there. And then we realize the reality of that. Like, people have bad moments. It doesn't mean they don't love us anymore. It just means they need a minute. And we work on those relationships realizing, hey, wait, they didn't mean to hurt me, but they needed a minute to calm down. And now that we're coming back together, we're working it out and realizing, okay, maybe I need to give them more space when this starts happening. Maybe they need to let me know what's really going on so that we don't have these snafus. Stuff like that. We need to work it out. It's when Pisces goes for their dream, gets their dream, but then also realizes the reality it takes to make it work. That's what you're heading for. Because you're getting there. They're like, you are getting there. You are getting to that reality. Don't sit this one out. Don't wait. You have your choice, but they're saying it's it's going to take you longer and you're going to kick yourself in the butt for it. Anything else? All right, I think that's it. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.